vintage sofa that's bright pink and velvet. So much. Looking closely at this one, this needs a lot of work. Oh. This is what they call balance. How the hell is she doing all of this? Just know there is so much of me doing nothing. Ton de cheveux. With ADHD, it's an absolute lifesaver. We're on our way to pick up two things. One is a cabinet for the kitchen. It's like a dresser. It's going to replace one of the industrial style bookshelves in our kitchen, so I'm super excited about that. The second thing is a sofa. It's a two-seater vintage sofa that's bright pink and velvet. I'm just going to help me pick it up now and we'll see if it looks good. If not, then I will end up selling it because I found it for an absolute steal on Facebook Marketplace. Just do it this way. Just like this.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. Hey.
It's very nice. Okay?
Yeah.
Did it! Oh my gosh. It's all in the house. There's so much debris. I think I'm gonna spend today slowly tidying up and decluttering so that I can find the space to actually start these projects. There's so much furniture I need to sell, and I'm going to stop myself from buying anything else on Facebook Marketplace until I've sold those things, because this is just going to get out of hand. Like, I know what I'm like. I'll just keep buying things to renovate and the list will get too long and then I'll get overwhelmed and there'll be no space to actually live in our house. The first step is actually just finding places for these things right now whilst I wait for all of the equipment to get here, which will take like a week. And I can't really start until that stuff comes. So yeah, it's a shuffle things around day today. This sofa, which Alfie has already called his own, this is going to go in the sitting room here, basically. And his crate, which he sleeps in every night, is going to eventually go, I think, here once we sell this cabinet. Last night we tried getting Alfie to sleep outside of the crate, because ideally he would in our house be able to sleep outside of the crate so that we don't have to have this big crate out. But he loves his crate, and it is really useful for when we go away so that he has like a place to go to be safe and he knows that he can switch off. But last night, like, he couldn't be out the crate and not barking because he felt like he was on alert. Like, he was so confused as to why we hadn't put him to bed in his crate, which makes sense. We've trained him since he was a baby to go in his crate to sleep. So I think it would be unfair to take the crate away right now. So long term, I'd like to be able to, I mean, we have this lovely cover on it, which I really, really like. And it looks pretty nice. So long term, I think I'm just gonna do something like put a tray on top, or maybe even build like a wooden frame around the crate so that I can have shelves on top of it or something like that. Basically make it more part of the house rather than just this like wire crate object that just lingers wherever we have space for it. It suits you, sir. Alfie has really taken a liking to this, and oh my god, it fits perfectly. Obviously it doesn't go with the curtains and things at the moment, but I have a vision and this is part of it. I'm so happy with it. I just need to clean it. I'm gonna have to do some research on how to clean old vintage chairs, but for now. Next up we have this. This is the dresser that's gonna end up replacing this to go here. This is bitten and chewed by Alfie from when he was a puppy, so I'm selling it on Facebook Marketplace, but I'm giving it away for free. So hopefully someone will take this soon. Until then though, I thought I could actually store this and maybe even disassemble this or table that I'm selling and put them in the van to store them outside of the house, because it doesn't really bother me because I'm used to clutter, but Andrew understandably is overwhelmed by having too many things in the house. So I think that's the next step. By the way, how beautiful are these tulips that I bought? I don't think I've ever seen tulips this colour, where they're just such a light lavender colour. They're gorgeous. I'm always surprised by the amount of stuff that just goes for free outside the house. So I'm gonna try and just put this outside and see if anyone wants it. For now, I'm just screwing this all together and I'm gonna clean it out a little bit. And it can just sit here until I'm ready to upholster it. Looking closely at this one, this needs a lot of work. Like, the locks are not good. And yeah, the hinges and things need to be replaced, as well as the wood completely stripped and resealed and painted. I'm thinking of putting like a red chalk paint on this and maybe doing something different with the inside, like a striped wallpaper or something, I don't know. But it's gonna need to just wait because I'm gonna do the farmhouse table first. But it fits perfectly in this spot, just like I anticipated. So I'm very, very happy with this. It does seem to be oak, which is great. Watch out, Alfie. Thank you, my love. There we go. I've just put some of our ornaments that were on the old bookshelf in there for now, just for storage, but it fits perfectly. Now I'm going to dismantle this table and put the parts in the van. Alf? I woke up on the wrong side of the bed today, for sure. Had a really good night's sleep, but grumpy little miss this morning, so I'm going to the gym, per usual, to pump out some of this, whatever this is. I've got Pilates, arms and abs today, which by the way is like basically all I do plus walking. I've given up, not given up, but I'm paring back on weightlifting and high intensity exercise because I've noticed that it's very much flaring up my exhaustion, which is what led me to consider the fact I might have chronic fatigue syndrome, which I'm being tested. Well, you can't test for CFS, but I'm going to the doctors and I'm having blood tests and blah blah blah. They're testing my thyroid, they're doing all these tests to see what the fatigue is about. Anyway, so I love it though. I love it so much, and it makes me feel really good about myself that I can still do exercise at all. So I'm super grateful to be able to walk and to be able to do Pilates, even though I can't do things that I used to do as a very sporty person. that was a really fun session. But I'm just like acutely aware of the fact that I've got a busy few days with like moving furniture around. Today we're going to be going to the rugby this afternoon, and we've got a French lesson this morning, and I've been to the gym. And the thing that you don't see in these vlogs that I do try to include, but it's hard because when you're resting and you're tired, you don't want to pick up the phone and record yourself, is that yesterday I spent all afternoon and all evening on the sofa, resting, sleeping, watching TV, doing stuff I'm interested in, barely talking. Andrew made me dinner because I was too tired to cook. Like, that stuff has to happen, like complete rest and relaxation for long periods of time, sometimes days, especially after social occasions, like days and days of rest, social occasions with groups of people, I mean, in order for me to be able to like do the other stuff, which I know is typical of every human. Like, every human has to rest. But I'm just saying, any ADHDers who are watching this thinking, how the hell is she doing all of this? Just know there is so much of me doing nothing and just pure rest behind the scenes that I don't always record because, well, I don't always want to. I think this is what they call balance. I don't have the time or energy to make breakfast before French.
Okay.
So I need a second one?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's make a French one.
Too much pressure.
Une petite fille était très curieuse. Elle demandait sa mère, maman, pourquoi papa est chauve, tant de cheveux.
What a mean.
That was me when I was younger, obviously.
Okay, very nice.
I lasted for half the match. My loops really helped, but it was just so loud and so many overlapping sounds that we made the call to leave at half time, which was the right call because we left on a high. We had such a fun time. It was awesome. Anyway, now I'm making some bolognese for dinner. I don't think I've ever talked about this before, but I use something called a Thermomix for making food, and it's I genuinely credit it for being the reason why I can cook home cooked meals for Andrew and I. It's a pricey little thing, and when we first got it, it was actually Andrew who was like, let's get it, years and years and years ago. And I was so anti it. I don't know why. I think it was because it was a pricey investment. And I just thought it's probably not going to be worth it. But I was wrong. And it's our most used, most loved possession in the world. It has an app where essentially you can look for, recipes that has set out ingredients that you can then import into your shopping list, so you have it when you go to the shops, super straightforward, or you can add it to your online order, whatever. And then it also goes through the whole recipe with you, and this is the bit that makes the most difference for me. So here's a good option. It said like 1 teaspoon of dried basil. Okay, put that in. Next step, 1/8 of a teaspoon of ground cinnamon. Okay, what's next? And it just takes you through in a really, really simple way, step by step, which for me with ADHD is an absolute lifesaver. So I'll plate this up and I'll show you. Why is it that food always looks so unappetizing on camera? Anyway, this looks really good in real life. This is the bolognese that I just made, and the only pan I had to use was this, and I went through all the steps on this, and now I'm just doing the pasta separately. Excuse how terribly messy that is. Alfie, no. You, my dear. You are not a bolognese boy, are you? You say goodbye to our friends. See you in the next vlog.